today we could talk about buying second-hand equipment. So I know a lot of people have done it in the past or have thought about it. I'm just going to give some tips what to look for. If you're going to buy something like a riser, generally speaking, you're pretty safe buying a riser second-hand. Basically what you want to look for is if you hold the bow in your left hand, so if you hold it here, that's a right-handed archer, this part of the bow should be over here. Okay, this is actually a left-handed bow, so that would be designed to be shot like this. So it's left-handed. Okay. Lengthwise, I mean, most adults will get away with a 25-inch riser. Kids can get away with anything 21 to 23. You're generally fine with. If you've got a draw length up to about 25 inches, you're fine with 25-inch riser. So riser length, not really a problem. Field shooters, for example, I shoot with the Satori that's just behind me. That's 21 inches. So riser length, you can get away with it a bit. All you want to do if you are buying a second-hand riser, just check, make sure there's no cracks on the handle here. That all looks good. Everything's good here. This one is missing a top limb pocket. You can see that's where it's meant to be. So that's fine, we can replace that. And just give it a once over, make sure there's bolts in here, make sure there's nothing missing, make sure everything looks good, looks solid. That's okay, that's just a tip on the riser. Limbs, a little bit different. When you're buying a limb, you should really know the length. Limbs come in short, medium and long. On a 25-inch riser, that makes a 66-inch bow, 68-inch or 70-inch. It's very important that you've got the right length of bow to shoot. So for example, if you've got a very short draw length, 24-inch draw, and you've got long limbs on the 25-inch riser, the bow is going to be way too long for you. It's not really going to be suitable. To give you an idea, I'm 5'8" and I shoot a 68-inch riser, so you can sort of extrapolate that if you want. If you were 6 foot plus, you might be on a 70. If you were 5'2", 5'3", you might be on a 66. Just gives you a rough idea. What you do want to look at then in terms of limbs, so this is a second-hand limb here, just having a look over it. This one's in pretty good neck. I know I looked at this one earlier. Don't know if you guys can see this. I'm just going to try and zoom in on this bit of the limb by here now. Let's see if you guys can see this right by here. That's a little chip. It's nothing to be concerned about. It's on the surface. It's fine. It's a paint finish. That's just where that's chipped. That's totally fine. It's fairly common on second hand. You can see here. There's you might not be able to see it on the camera, but there's little faint lines. That's just where the string's been, again, just signs that it's been shot. And up here, which is another one we see, it's a bit of wear right where my finger is by here. It looks like it's coming apart. It's not. It's just the finish coming off. Okay, that's all common signs. It's just been shot. You do want to check on the side of the limb here. Just make sure there's no cracks. There's nothing like that, and the same up in the limb tip up here. Make sure that there's no obvious damage out. Make sure that these parts, there's a cap on the front, there's a spring, and there's this pin in here. Make sure that's all intact as well. It's all part of it. And that's my general bit of advice for limbs. If you're not sure and you think you want to get something, comment down below. If you think there's a kit out there that you want to get and you're not sure on length, pop us an email or comment down below and we'll try and answer you as soon as we can for that. We've talked riser, we've talked limbs. We're going to talk arrows next. Don't do it, basically, is a short answer. Unless it's something that you're buying that you already have and you know works, great, fantastic. If you're new into the sport, chances are that the kit you're buying, the arrows, won't be suitable for. I've been there, done that, and had the t-shirt on it. I've bought arrows years and years and years ago that wasn't suitable for me. My shooting went downhill, almost quit the sport over it, but couldn't get any consistency. Thought it was me, turns out it wasn't, it was just the arrows. arrows are very specific to the individual. So if I had this bow here, the arrow that I would shoot to the arrow that you would shoot to the arrow that your son or daughter might shoot would be completely different. So you really should come down to a shop. I don't know if we can just get a quick pan on the camera of all of our bear shafts over here. Just gives you an idea of just how many we have here and why we use it. This is what we call bear shaft. Basically what we do, we would get you up on stage, get the bow, and we'd shoot an arrow without any flexions on it down at the target to see how they come out. The Eastern chart isn't, I wouldn't just go and use it. I would say 80 to 90% of archers are wrong on that chart, and it's nothing per se to do with those. The chart is basically worked out on the best equipment with the best archer. We probably haven't got the best equipment. We're certainly probably not the best archers, so it doesn't really work. So I'd always advise coming down to a shop and trying it out. Bear shaft tuning is the only way. If you can't do that, and there's someone at club that wants to sell you arrows or something like that, strip the flexions off like this. So there's the point, this knock is the arrow. Shoot it at the target, 15, 20 yards, even 5 yards. Shoot it a couple of times, and you're looking for the arrow to go dead straight into the target. If the arrow is like this, or it's coming off like that, then it's no good. Okay, that's just my tips for that. If an arrow is wrong, if you haven't seen it, check out the link down below. It's a video that I've done on arrow spine and how important it is to a correct arrow versus an incorrect arrow, and it can make a massive difference to you. If you've got any questions at all about archery, second-hand equipment, anything at all, pop it down in the comments below, and we'll try and answer as soon as we can. I would always advise to come to a store and get the equipment from a store so you can be measured up so everything is right. If it's not, it's really hard going. It's a very technical sport, and you want to give yourself the best chances you can. We'll see you again. Take care, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.